Let's talk about it on Detroit Hot Radio. If it's a hot topic, we talk about it. Now here's your host, T. Pablo.
All right. It's a beautiful day in Detroit. Welcome to Let's Talk About It, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, T. Pablo. Welcome to our new time. We were on Monday nights, but our producers decided that Saturday would be a better fit. So here we are. I like it. But I would be remiss if I didn't tell you that Detroit Hot Radio is sponsored by Accurate Advertising and Detroit Class 313. We always have an exciting show when we bring to you Detroit's newest artists, if you will. Tonight, we got Gully Q. We've been playing Gully Q's songs for a while now. He has more, so we're going to interview him, and we're going to talk about his music, where he's trying to go, what he wants to do. The number to call in, 313-879-1049. We play Detroit artist music on this show. We're going to continue to do that. We got a caller. Let's take this call. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Let's Talk About It. What's your name and where you calling from?
Gully GQ.
Gully GQ, my man. This is the brother we was telling you about with the fantastic music. Already has one of his songs in rotation. We've been sent over more of your music by our producer, Andrea LB. You know Andrea,
yes,
right?
Of course.
She produces this show. And she's doing a fantastic job for bringing some of you unknown artists in. You guys are fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Gully Q here, and he has some fantastic music. We don't like to waste a lot of time talking. We're going to do a lot of talking, but what we like to do is play one of your songs.
Cool.
And then after the song, we like for you to explain to us how that song come together, how you was feeling when you wrote the song or whatever. You know what I mean?
Cool. I'm liking this already.
So the first song out of the box we want to play is the song that we've already been playing, so people can associate the artist with the music, especially if they've already heard your music.
Right.
We're going to play Late Night.
I love that song.
We're going to do Late Night by Gully Q. If you want to listen to the music yourself, you're going to have to cut it down in the background because it'll bleed.
Oh, I know. Come on now. You know I'm a singer. You know I know all about that. I don't even have Detroit Hot Radio on, so you know I'm good. We good. Go ahead.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So what we're going to do?
You know I'm a geek. I'm hip to that, and it's Gully GQ. Remember.
Uh-oh. let me make sure I don't never forget that one again. Artists are very particular about their tags, you know.
Man, what? Okay.
Well, I'm an artist myself, so I know what you mean.
I feel that.
Yeah. All right, we're going to do Late Night by Gully GQ. I'm sure you're going to enjoy this song, ladies and gentlemen. If you've been listening to Detroit Hot Radio, you've heard this song. Today, you're going to associate the artist with the music. And if this is your first time hearing it, I'm sure you're going to like it. And we'll be right back after this.
Telepathically, I'm sending you messages. I really need to feel your body next to mine. I can't wait, it's been a long time. You just touched down in the city that I reside in. Did I fail to mention that you're better than the last? But you really need to be my first. So why I need you to come inside my life. So show me all the love you got. Show me how you feel about me. Need you to come inside my life. You're better than the rest, but you really need to be my first. I need you to come inside my
Join in on today's topic at 313-879-1049. That's 313-879-1049. You're listening to Let's Talk About It with T. Pablo on Detroit Hot Radio, the heart and soul of Detroit music.
Yeah. Yes, sir. That song, man, it's a beautiful song. How did that song come together?
I used to gather a lot of my beats, as most artists, from different social media sites or platforms. SoundClick is a platform where all kinds of producers from all around the world just kind of post their beats and they sell their beats. So I actually bumped into a guy by the name of O'Brien Music, and I played this track. Normally, I always freestyle write my songs impulsively based on how I feel. That song, I just heard that beat, and it was raining one night, and I just got to thinking about, in the late night, how people get on their phone, get on Instagram, they had a dream, think about a person, and I have different methods to my madness when it comes to my songwriting.
And I hear that. Were you born in Detroit?
Of course, Detroit raised, East Side raised me, Mac and Alta Road, right down the street from Skating Land. Went to Georgia, Hosmer. Then I went to Elmville Conservatory for the Visual and Performing Arts, located on Dickerson and Elmville. Then I got blessed to go to DSA when it was on Rosa Parks Boulevard. And then from that, I went to Finney and got duly enrolled in Wayne County Community College, and the rest was history.
You got a nice resume.
Thank you.
The song we just heard, we already play, so I'm very familiar with it. This next song is called IDK.
I love it.
So we're going to play this
You're
song.
doing the right thing, P. You're doing the right thing.
Thank you, sir. We're going to play this song, and when we come back, we're going to talk about it.
Cool.
This is IDK by Gully GQ, and we'll be right back after this.
Yeah.
but you made me feel blue. I don't got nothing to lose. I'm so through with you.
To the west side and throughout the world, this is a Detroit original. Detroit's Hot Radio.
All right. That song. What I like about this show, brother, we give new artists a chance to be heard.
I appreciate it.
And their music to a lot of us is the first time we've heard it, right? And
Of
what's
course.
unique, what I really like about is the concepts that some of the new artists come out with. When it's fresh, when it's new, it'll sound strange, but it'll sound good. You ever heard a song that at first you didn't like it, but they played it so much, all of a sudden it was your jam?
Yeah,
A lot of music, when you first hear it, you may not like it, but
of course.
that's why we have this show, so that once we understand the artist's reasoning, it all comes together. So how did that song come together?
Off the Assertion album was a song that I came up with after I left the club. I had like a couple of Long Islands, you know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you what the words mean. You know, I'm going to give you my real truth versus playing games. I think a lot of people live in facades versus living in reality. The first verse is like tilted. I sometimes put myself in certain character roles in my songs. So I kind of wrote a song about like a person that's in love, saw a person that they really was with, divert the path that they initially set upon together, illustrate vocally and through the lyric how things always dissipate when you let lust supersede love. That's why I say I made you feel used, but you made me feel bruised. Like there's a violent exchange in physical, the natural, just letting things kind of build up into friendships and letting things build up into what they normally can be versus like rushing things. That's really what I Don't Know is about. It's about being in love, being at that space, being in that area and really not knowing really what to do.
Right.
You know, that's really what I Don't Know is about. That's why the hook changes up both times. But at the same time, everybody in love or everybody that's been courting somebody has always been in the place of I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Kind of being done with love, kind of being over the stuff that happens, kind of illustrating a narrative, but kind of being tired of it. But still, in the same time, go on with the dance. Go on with it. That's literally what that song means to me.
Do you play any instruments?
I play piano by ear and I play trumpet.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
This next song is called Infinity.
Oh, gosh.
It's a story behind that one, huh? Okay, we're going to
I love that song.
play Infinity by Gully GQ, and we'll be right back after this.
Detroit Hot Radio, the heart and soul of Detroit music.
You know you are the love of my life. I can keep your attention. If you can put $1 million in that, and I ain't gonna play no games. If you love me, then we can roll the same. If you just keep it real with me, keep it real with me, behind the words, they really been trying to get on your nerves. I got ambitions, goals, and dreams bigger than this. I'm trying to get to Mars before 30 in the 90s. Another passenger, listen. And if you understand everything that I'm doing to you, then you can catch everything that I'm giving only to you. I really, really love the things you do. Quit playing with my hands, I waste you know you are the love of my life. I can keep your attention if you can put $1 million in that. And I ain't gonna play no games. If you love me, then we can roll the same. If you just keep it real with me, behind the words, infinity and beyond. I can take you far. You don't have to worry, put $1 million on me. I can keep you happy. Take a chance on me. There's nothing to feel. My love will fare beyond anything you ever felt. Take a chance on me. I'm only infinity and beyond. I can take you far. You don't have to worry, put $1 million on me. I can keep you happy. Take a chance on me. There's nothing to fear. My love will fare beyond anything you ever felt. Take a chance on me. I'm only baby.
Welcome back, hero.
Join in on today's topic at 313-879-1049. That's 313-879-1049. You're listening to Let's Talk About It with T. Pablo on Detroit Hot Radio, the heart and soul of Detroit music.
All right, are you there?
Yes.
Oh, that song, I really like it. It has a couple of movements in it. I like to call it movements because it changes your mood in a way.
Of course.
Yeah. How did the song come together?
Kennedy, first off, before I even go forward, I have to shout out Hero. I have to shout out Pillsbury of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, of Galactic Bass Music. I have to shout out G-Check of Hawaii. I have to shout out O'Brien Music. I have to shout out, oh my gosh, who else? Brittany Stoney. I have to shout out Tino MacGyver of 10 Hustles Entertainment. Production and media. I apologize because my bro will kill me if I mess up his tag. But I wanted to shout out all the production because the production really encouraged me to be able to move vibrantly, if you will, with these songs. Like, for real, Infinity was produced by Hero of Hero Beats. We basically came up with, I really love signature custom pieces, especially with music. So I wanted to try sampling myself. We came up with a couple of riffs that worked, and next thing I know, he got into his mad lab, man, and just made this awesome song that I really went with. It started off as one thing, and then next thing we know, it became this. Infinity is all about reaching your full potential in love, basically saying, this is what I have to offer. Either you can join me, we can build this thing together. Like, that's really the ultimate objective in Infinity. Like, let's build up what we're doing together. Let's roll. Let's do the thing. You know what I'm saying?
That's a great concept.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like that. This next song, Foolish Things.
Oh, yeah.
There's been a lot of artists that wrote songs about foolish things.
Come on here.
We're going to hear this song, Foolish Things. We want you to tell us about this song when we come back.
Cool.
I know we moving fast, we burning daylight, and we want to make sure we get this brother's music in here.
Thank you.
So this is Foolish Things by Gully GQ, and we'll be right back after this.
Tell somebody about the best internet radio station in Detroit. It's Detroit Hot Radio.
And we'll be right back.
Flipping through the pages of my heart and I see you haven't left. I'm thinking from the start when I messed up and if I can get it back. But I don't know how we fell off of the mark, how we fell off it all. 'Cause from the start, where did it all fall apart? Why did I waste your time, my time? Why did I waste your time, my time with foolish things? There in the way of what we want. There in the way of what we want. It's so easy to say it's your fault without looking at self. It's so easy to blame it on someone else instead of owning the part. Why did I play with your heart? Why did I say if I don't want to play at the table of your heart, babe? Did I just say what I wanted from the day that we broke into love? Why did I waste your time, my time? Why did I waste your time, my time with foolish things? There in the way of what we want. There in the way of what we Can we start over?
Join in on today's topic at 313-879-1049. That's 313-879-1049. You're listening to Let's Talk About It with T. Pablo on Detroit Hot Radio, the heart and soul of Detroit music.
All right. Yeah. Foolish Things, huh?
Foolish Things.
Yeah, man. I'm hearing for lack of a better term, an identification to your music. All your music has a certain sound to it.
Thank you.
And that's
Thank
good.
you.
A lot of the great artists, Stevie Wonder, Smokey Robinson, when you heard their music, you knew it.
Of course.
Because how did that song come together?
Foolish Things came from just really considering all the mistakes I've made in love, like choosing the wrong partners or courting the wrong people. And sometimes allowing myself to get in the way of really, or allowing certain situations to get in the way of the common goal between two people, which should be love. You know what I'm saying? Especially intimate love. That's why I'm stating the point with vulnerably singing in that song. Shout out to Synesthetic Nation. That's the only guy that I didn't shout out. He produced this record. When I heard the beat, I'm like, man, the words just came to me, and I thought about, like, why did I waste? You know, it was so great and so gravy, but at the end of the whole situation, it's like, man, why did I waste your time, my time? Like, why did we even entertain this and we've messed up and fell out over foolish things. You know what I'm saying? They get in the way of what we want, and what we want is love. You know, and then I like anime, so that's why you have that little riff in there that sounds from Japanese type stuff. So, you know. And I do all my own vocals. All my own vocals.
Well, that was a great, what's like a better term, explanation. A lot of us have went through that situation where we got with someone, it lasted for a little time, it didn't work out, and then you want to beat yourself up because you feel like you wasted time. You feel like,
right,
I should have known. I've come to realize that each relationship is a learning situation. I mean, some people are lucky, can get into that one relationship and it lasts a lifetime. Not everybody, but those of us that goes through these different things, it's a learning process. And eventually you learn.
Exactly.
And you don't tend to make those mistakes anymore. Another thing I want to ask you, in the studio, do you participate in any engineering or mixing or anything like that?
Yes, Tino will tell you, first of all, I have to give this man his shout out. Tino MacGyver of 10 Hustles Media and Production and Media, man. This man has been my photographer, all my pictures, all my visuals, all my videos from late night to the Gotta Move piece to the next video that I'm gonna wait till I tell everybody which one it's going to be. He has made it his business, from recording to mixing, mastering, to really get across what I wanted to get across. And that's not easy when you're used to working with not only a plethora of individuals, but certain genres of music. You know, it's hard to mix vocal music, and I'll tell you that from experience. You gotta listen to all the voices, you gotta pan the voices, you gotta make sure that there are no scratches or no outside interference or nothing bleeding through. You know what I'm saying? You have to make sure everything is crisp, clear, and in effect. He has been very patient with me, very uplifting. We've taught each other things, and I appreciate having people on my team and individuals on my team with integrity, and this man emulates everything that I just said. In the studio, even though I may not have hands on it, I still have a say in everything that comes out. You know, and I appreciate that, because sometimes, you know, you come to people's studios and they may have a certain way or a certain style or certain signature thing that they do with their production, and they may be like, hey, this is how I do things. You know, he's never withdrawn or been domineering. He's always been cooperative and supportive and also critical. Sometimes that I need that. I don't need everybody to be like, oh man, that sounded great. That sounded excellent. No, sometimes tell me when that note was off so I can perfect myself.
The critics and everybody in the professional business, whether it's entertainment or whatever, your critic can make or break you.
Of course.
So pay attention to the critics. They'll tell you what you need to do if you listen carefully.
Of course.
This next song, Gotta Move. We moving, okay? So this next song, Gotta Move. We're going to play it, ladies and gentlemen, it's by Gully GQ. We hope you like it. So here's Gotta Move.
Terrestrial radio can't do what we do because we are setting a new standard in Detroit. The best Detroit artists are here, along with all your national favorites. Detroit Hot Radio.
Got it from my head to the got it to better. I gotta be better than it was back then. Can't live back in the past, no man. Look
Join in on today's topic at 313-879-1049. That's 313-879-1049. You're listening to Let's Talk About It with T. Pablo on Detroit Hot Radio, the heart and soul of Detroit music.
What's up?
Yeah, man. So, the song that just played, Gotta Move, it had me rocking.
Yes, man.
Yeah, how'd that song come together?
I actually met the producer G-Check at the Bronx Bar. I was with my girl Kapa. We were actually chilling. So she told me, told him about me, and, I've sung a little something for him. So he told me to come to his car, and he played me this beat. And he was like, do something dope to it. So I had sat on this beat 2-3 years. I'm like, one day the words just started coming. I started thinking about, because, I came from a gospel background, Woke Missionary Baptist Church, where I came from, 14625 Phillip Avenue on the east side of Detroit, along Mack Avenue.
Oh, yeah, I know.
And one thing I've always was raised on was inspirational gospel, uplifting, encouraging music. I wanted to do a song that was uplifting, not only for myself, but also people, because I still do praise and worship. I actually sing praise and worship at Renaissance Unity and Godland Unity. I've always made God the forefront of my life, because all the opportunities and all the things that I've dealt with and all the things that I've been pulled through, it only has to be regarded to some higher power other than my mortal self. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I at least can regard the fact that this gift of song, this gift of songwriting, and just the way that I structured my songs, I just want to touch somebody, reach somebody at a time when they may be ready to give up, or they might be ready to kind of throw in the towel, but they may listen to a song that I do and be like, okay, you know what? I got to move. I got to get up out the situation. I got to get a job. I got to get on my feet. I got to hustle. I got to get to the mark. Feel me?
You have a caller coming in that want to talk to you. Good evening, caller. Welcome to Let's Talk About It. What's your name and where you calling from?
LD from Detroit.
Well, how you doing, LB? You got Gully GQ. Go ahead.
I just wanted to tell him I heard his music sometime last year. I was introduced to it. And this guy just blew me away. His vocal range, his abilities, what he do with his voice is just awesome. And I was like, wow, I just happened to click past the thing. I heard it. I said, that's Gully GQ. I'm like, wow. And his background vocals are just amazing.
Oh, yeah, the harmony was great. Yeah.
His harmonies are just, if you really listen, it's like, whoa, that's a harmony master back then. I was wondering, do he have people with him, or do he do it by himself, or how does he do that?
I was raised in the church, and I only say that to say that, I was a choir director. I came up in the angelic chorus under the leadership of my grandmother, Dorothy Jean King. I remember us singing in the kitchen with me playing on pop, singing Proud Mary with her while she washing dishes, you know what I'm saying? And she's always told me to make sure you listen to the voice, never get the big head, and always make sure you don't use so many runs. My granny hates that I use runs, so a lot of my backgrounds I try to sing straight. But just saying all that to say, when you direct choirs and whatnot, and you're into voice like that, you just know the soprano, alto, and tenor, how it should lay and how it should fold and how it should move, because that kind of builds up the intensity in the song.
Oh, cool. Do you have any upcoming events coming up?
I actually have an event at Renaissance Unity on November 30th for the Love of Music. It's located on East 11 Mile Road in Warren, Michigan. If you follow my social media at _GULLYBAGR8 or GULLYG.QUE at Facebook, you can see the video. And tickets are $15. It's a fundraiser for the Christmas album that I'm actually co-producing with the beautiful Daisy Love that has brought me along.
Your questions were apropos because those are the questions we usually ask at the end of the show, and we're at the end of the show. So, Gully, ready, set, go.
Yes.
Okay, that's your latest, right?
Everything is the latest that
Okay.
came after Late Night. I just released the Assertion album October 10th. Everything that you're hearing is new.
Okay, we're going to do this song, ladies and gentlemen. This is Gully GQ's last song of the night called Ready, Set, Go. And we'll be right back after this.
Hey.
Uh-oh. Hold on, you got a call. Before we go into that, we're going to get this caller.
Hey, come on, caller.
Good morning, caller. Welcome to
Hello?
Let's Talk About It. What's your name and where you calling from?
This is Tino MacGyver calling from Detroit, Michigan.
That's bro.
This is my brother right here, man. We've been working together on that Assertion album, and
Okay.
I swear he's like one of the greatest artists that I've worked with. So I did
thanks,
have
bro.
a question for him myself. Yeah, question that I wanted to ask Mr. GQ was, what made you want to be an artist? What made you actually start writing your own music, and how did it come about when you actually started? Was it just you just sitting in a room and found out you figured out you can actually write a song and decided to start doing it? What made you fall in love with music?
Well, I have to always go back to the church because that's where I really found my voice. Like, coming up in the angelic chorus, my grandmother, she used to sing to me. My grandmother taught me all of my voice, and I'm glad to have her still here. You know, shout out to Dorothy, Granny, as I call her. And she's always cultivated my humility, and she's always told me to just push forward, and my mother has always pushed me to stay in what I love to do. And when I first learned I could sing, I think it was about 11, 12, because I was already director and then president of the angelic chorus because I became of age where I could be, you know, president of the choir. So next thing I know, man, I started to do like a gospel group with my cousins and a couple of the angelic members, and I started writing the songs. My bro, Greg, he would play our songs, and we come up with melodies, and we just write things. And the next thing I knew, I was going to a performing arts schools because I was a dance major. I wasn't in the vocal program, so I just sit up and, man, I take folders, I put like 50 pieces of paper, I write different titles to them, and I will write different songs to them. I had like 4 or 5 folders. My mama can vouch for me, and my daddy. And my dad, Donald Richardson, he used to encourage me to write. Shout out to him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He used to really encourage me to kind of direct that, you know, passion.
Yeah, brother, what's your name again?
Cool. My name is Tino MacGyver, Production and Media.
Are you on Facebook, brother?
Well, I'm actually on Instagram at 10 Hustle, the number 10, 10HUSTLES.
Good. Okay, you may get a shout out from somebody out here in the audience. But listen, we're going to go through this last song because we're running out of daylight. I'm running out of daylight. You know that old saying, we burning daylight. Let's move. But anyway, we're running out of time, and we really want to get this last song in.
Okay.
Matter of fact, we are over, but our producers say we got to get this last song in. This song is Ready, Set, Go by Gully GQ, and we'll be right back to close the show after this.
All right. Keep grinding, Gully.
Thanks, bro.
All right, man.
This is the moment for love. We can't waste it. We can keep holding it up. When we set the pace, when we opened up the door, and I know there's no time in love no more. How could I depend on another to do what only you can? How did I lose my way to you? I'm ready for you to call. This is a love affair we've been waiting your eyes? When did I get the time in your life?
Uh-oh.
Why did you pick me out of all the other guys? Why do we like our time with each other day and night? How could I depend on another? What do only you can? How did I lose way to you when I'm ready for you to call? This is a love affair we've been waiting for. Don't have to rush at all. Take it slow, we can do it some more. Waiting for you to fall. So deep in love that you're risking it all. Ready, set, go. Ready, set, go. We can go. Ready, set, go. Ready, set, go. Ready, set, go. Call, this is the love affair we've been waiting for. Don't have to rush at all. Take it slow, we can do it some more. Waiting for you to fall. So deep in love that you're risking it all. Ready, set, go.
The most music 24/7 by all your local favorites like Anita Baker, Michael Henderson, and the Dramatics. If they're from Detroit, they're heard here on Detroit Hot Radio.
All right, we're back. Gully GQ, it was a fantastic show today, brother. Thanks for coming on. We really appreciate your music. Your music is definitely for lovers. Got a nice, easy feel and rock at the same time. So you know what that means when the lights go down. So it's right. So it's beautiful. And we wish you a lot of luck and a lot of success. And ladies and gentlemen, we try to help young artists here in Detroit get their music exposed to the world. We heard in 155 countries. We have over 60 stations worldwide. Unfortunately, for a lot of Detroit artists, their music cannot get played on Detroit radio stations because they've been syndicated out. You cut on the radio, you hear Steve Harvey and all these other people, and they're not trying to play Detroit artists, okay? So that's where Detroit Hot Radio comes in. So support Detroit Hot Radio. Okay, so once again, brother, thanks again for coming on. That's the end of the show. We love you. We love your music.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And make sure you drop a line to Andrea and tell her thanks. And send us all your new music. Send it to her, and we'll get it played.
Play all that if you want. Play whatever you want that I said. Play it.
Okay. All righty. So again, thanks again for coming in.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And peace to you.
Thank you, sir. All right. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was Gully GQ. We hope that you enjoyed the show. And so until next Saturday, who's our next guest? Miss Joan Belgrave. Some of you may be familiar with her. She's going to be our guest next Saturday. She's the wife of former great Marcus Belgrave. Good night.
You've been listening to Let's Talk About It with T. Pablo on the station where Detroit artists are always number one. We look forward to you joining us again for another spectacular show. Let's talk about it with T. Pablo on Detroit Hot Radio, the heart and soul of Detroit music.
I love me some Detroit. I can't get enough of this city. GB, Cortez, McGee. Let's do it. I'm from 6 Mile and I'm from that PA too. 3 years on Joy Road, yeah, I stay there too. I'm a West Sider and I rep that well. And I rock on the East Side when I need that there. You can tell I'm from Detroit, I speak with Abdo language. When you see my fitted cap, it got that OD painted. I'm from the city where you get a whole pizza for $5. Days low for already told y'all don't try us. We got lions and tigers, so bears don't shot us. We make the whole world move, do not deny us. Barry Gordy's blueprint tattooed on my brain. When I'm out of town, people they respect from where I came.
Okay, you can tell it all day. I'm from Detroit, baby.
Detroit.
Hey, I'm from Detroit, baby.
Detroit.
Hey, I'm from Detroit, baby. Okay, you can tell it all day. I'm from Detroit, baby. Hey, I'm from Detroit, baby. Hey, I'm from Detroit, baby.
4 o'clock in the morning, chili fries and cheese, but be careful, that's one of the hottest spots in the D. Go downtown, a lot about the pop in the D. We got the new Red Wing thing going up. My city fell off, but now it is going up. I moved out to Atlanta for about 8 years. Then I realized I can do the same thing here. Everybody in my ear like, why you go back there? It's just something about Cartier frames on my face. Light peach tints engraved on my face. Even though I'm from the city where they known to hate, I still get buckets like I'm Golden State.
Okay, you can tell it all day. I'm from Detroit, baby.
Detroit.
Hey, I'm from Detroit, baby.
Yes, I am.
Hey, I'm from Detroit, baby. Okay, you can tell it all day. I'm from Detroit, baby. Hey, I'm from Detroit, baby. Hey, I'm from Detroit, baby.
What up, though? That's the code, though. Old English D, that's the logo. Come off of Jefferson, the fists and the Cobo. And one day you will get the rain, sleet, and the snow. Weather unpredictable, people hating every day. I don't care still, this the place where I stay. This the place where my head on the pillow, it will lay. Every time I get up, I say, man, amen, I made it another day, man. For me to not to see 25, man, that was day plan. It could just be me and I go against 8, man. Making so many moves, people think that I break dance. Every time you start up a car or get in it, the world does not move if Detroit is not in it. You can tell I'm from Detroit by the way that I walk, by the way that I talk, by the fact that I'm a boss.
Okay, you can tell it all day. I'm from Detroit, baby.
Detroit.
Hey, I'm from Detroit, baby.
Yes, I am.
Hey, I'm from Detroit, baby. Okay, you can tell it all day. I'm from Detroit, baby. Hey, I'm from Detroit, baby. Hey, I'm from Detroit, baby.
6 Mile, Puritan, Joy Road. That's where I'm from. Let's get it. Detroit, stand up. Yeah. One of the most important cities in the world, man. But one thing I do want to say is, y'all cowards gotta stop killing our kids and our babies, man. Let them grow up. For real. On a brighter note, I gotta say this. That's me on the beat.